Hello everyone, it's Luli, and today I'm going to be doing a first impressions video of Honey Vibes. But before I start, I'd like to thank all of those who have supported me in Patreons, Ko-fis, tips. I truly appreciate it. It makes me feel appreciated for my time, so it's just happiness all around. I'd also like to thank those who have supported me by boosting my server. That means a lot as well. Also, remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you would like more Otome or cozy content on your feed. And one last thing, although I would not consider any of what I include in this video as spoilers, I'm aware that what you consider spoilers and what I consider spoilers may not quite align. So if you're even a little bit sensitive and you don't even want to know what the characters look like, for example, then I would swiftly move on. But anyway, let me start. So first up, the synopsis. You've got Nagisa, the main character, who one day encounters this strange looking creature that's injured. As an animal lover, she's like, oh no, what do I do? Okay, I'm gonna take it home for now to try and help with its wounds. So she brings it home, except all of a sudden, there's like no wound, and she's sort of thinking, what? That's strange. I definitely didn't imagine that. Anyway, she goes to leave her room to get a glass of water, except as she opens her door, it's into like this whole other dimension, and it's all about her ending up in this world which is like tropical, where there's like lots of animal humanoid things with like cute ears, and yeah, her life there. And she's kind of dragged into this almost like war where there are three factions. There's the red one, white one, and black one, and they all fight each other sort of by official duel in order to win a different amount of territories. It's discovered, however, that if one of the kings takes the queen, which is the main character, then all of the territories will come together and la da 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 da. So yeah, that's kind of what this game is about. However, I would say it's more about you going to a tropical island and having lovely moe moments with all of these love interests. Now, there are 6 characters in total that I'm aware of. Note that I have only played 2, so this is literally all based on those 2 characters, like the first impressions. But there are 2 per faction, so 2 from red faction, 2 from the white faction, and 2 from the black faction. So yeah, I don't think it really matters what order you play them in. So you've got Mero first, who is in the red faction. He is the king, and he's like this big, boisterous, muscular, like literally my type, so I'm planning on leaving him to last. You've got Teo, who is his subordinate, and he is like this very like, he seems like a bit of a calm, quiet character. Which I am very much looking forward to, actually, even though looks-wise he's not my type. Then you've got the black faction, where you've got Elia, but I think in English it's Elijah, but they call him Edia in Japanese. And he's the poster boy. Very stereotypical, just nice, slightly flirty, cool guy, you know. Then you've got Finn, who is his subordinate. He gives off like gentle giant vibes, and he's kind of almost like a butler. He's not, but he feels like he's Elia's butler almost, or bodyguard. Yeah, definitely gentle giant vibes though. And then you've got Alvin, who is the king of the white faction, and he's very much like the kudera character. He doesn't talk much, his facial expressions don't change, but also that combined with this like princely vibe he gives off. So yeah, he'll be an interesting one. And then last but not least, you've got Ino, who is this devilish, cheeky character. I mean, literally in the common room, you wake up in this island and he's sleeping on your bed. Like, that's the kind of character he is. And yeah, so those are the characters. Now, my expectations in terms of like who I think I will like and who I will like least is 100% Mero at the top. He is tall, he is muscular, he's like the aggressively coming for you type, and I can just see the sexiness emanating from him. Under that is Ino, the devilish, sort of looks wise, he's not my type, but his personality, I can see his route being fun. And then there's Alvin and Teo kind of below that. Alvin is the princely guy and Teo's the slightly tun guy. I think I'm not like particularly interested, but like I'm also not interested either. Because like, I don't know. I think the problem with this game is like 4 of them looks wise look a bit on the younger side, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's really weird because the CGs, they look older. I don't know. Anyway, I'll come back to that in a moment. Below that is then Elia, who is the poster boy, and then Finn underneath that, the gentle giant. And yeah, so that's kind of like my expectations of order in which I will like the characters. Now, moving on to the heroine, she is your kind of, I wouldn't say stereotypical Otome character, but she doesn't have a particularly strong personality. I think if anything, she is kind of self-insert material. She does have a face, and her sprite is, you know, she's pretty, but like I wouldn't say she's eccentric or has a particularly strong side to her. She's just like kind of goes along with the flow. I don't know if that makes sense. Like things happen and she's like, whoa, that's so weird, but she just kind of goes along with it. Like that's the kind of personality she has. And in some ways, it did make me giggle a couple of times where she's like comments on, she's like, wait, what? But then she's like, I guess that's the law of the world. And then she just kind of moves on. And I don't know, it just kind of made me laugh. But she is relatable in that she really loves animals, and her reaction to like the cute little ears that move, by the way, and the cute little tail that also moves, and her reactions to that is very relatable. And yeah, she also is, let's just say, very honest with her bodily feelings. I don't know how else to put it. So I found that quite refreshing, because a lot of Japanese otomes, like, they can't include any, you know, possibility of the main character wanting certain things. But in this game, she's relatively honest to it, and it was kind of refreshing. Now moving on to the system, the boring part, the UI is very stereotypical like Otome. You've got, you know, they call your name, and then you've got the skip functions, la-di-da-di-da. If there's anything slightly different from other games is that there are two meters. One is the just like pure affection, like logic meter, and then the other is like the instinct meter. And depending on how that tips, you either end up going down the logical ending or the instinctual ending, and then there are sort of bad endings as well. But some of the instinctual endings, the couple that I've experienced, have certainly been interesting, and I highly recommend you experience them for yourself, is all I'm gonna say. Now, who would I and would I not recommend this game to? I would recommend it to those who want like mindless romance, no thoughts on, like no depth. It's just like, you just want happy romance and just fluff, basically. I would also recommend it to those who want like the sexy scenes, because there's like sexy stuff that goes on, and it's like, I don't know, like I keep on saying, I haven't seen it in a while, so it's kind of exciting. I would also recommend it to those who are trying to run away from the stresses in life, because, you know, this is all held in a nice tropical island. I'm literally looking at it going, oh, I really want to go on summer holidays now. So I try and imagine myself in this tropical world. It just feels so like, I don't know, fun. And then of course I would recommend it to those who like the kemono mimi, you know, you've got little cat ears, you got little tail coming out. It's super cute. And not only that, the sprites actually move, so that ears actually like do this. It's so cute, honestly. Like, there's something about it, I don't know, it's just super cute. But despite those things, I would not recommend it to those who want a deep or angsty or plot that really matters. As far as I'm aware, this game is more about romance and fluff, so you probably won't get any like detailed world building or like plot or anything like that. I think it's very much a game that's all about like getting excited about characters and the romantic situations, you know. I also wouldn't recommend it to those who aren't looking for romance at all, because like there's so much romance in this, you can't avoid it. And I do come across people who are like, oh, I don't really care about that, I just want the plot. If you're that, then no, avoid this game. Also, of course, if you want a super unique heroine, because this one, she is kind of relatively generic. There are moments that make me laugh and she's very honest to her feelings, but like, I don't know, I wouldn't say she's eccentric. And of course, if you want something super angsty, depressing, sad, this isn't where you're gonna find it. Sure, of course there are bad endings, but other than that, it's all pretty happy, to be honest. There are some like backstories, of course, but all in all, it's pretty chirpy, you know? So then I come to rating. I would say the pacing is a 4 out of 5. So far, based on the 2 routes I've played, it's constant things are happening and there are all the shoujo tropes. So, you know, you're constantly like feeling some sort of emotion or another. In terms of romance, I gave it a 5 out of 5. It is constant. Like, think of all the shoujo manga, like romance tropes that make you go cute inside, if you know what I mean. Like, those moe moments are everywhere. It's almost like they made a list and then included them in the game and ticked them off. And this is only 2 routes I've played, so I can't even imagine how many more of those moments there are going to be. And yeah, so 5 out of 5. Highly recommend if you love romance, at least based on the 2 routes I've played so far. Which relates to Spice, I gave it a 4 out of 5. There were many those kind of scenes. It kind of escalates, and I was kind of like happy to see a Zero D actual like that sort of scene, because you just don't really get them so much anymore. And yeah, it was kind of exciting to have that like spiciness in a game that isn't related to plot, and it doesn't even feel like I had to work for it in some ways. It was kind of like, it wasn't like, oh my god, I have to read all of this angsty stuff or all of this plot to get there. It was just like constant little romantic bits, and then it eventually kind of comes to that. So it all felt very natural and just really fun, to be honest. However, while romance and spice is high, the plot is a 2 out of 5. Like, there really isn't, I don't know, the 2 routes, they didn't really cover it. Of course, they have backstories and things going on, but like, you know, the stuff related to the common route so far has not really made an impact. It's kind of like one of those games where you finish playing it and you go, I wonder what happened to that thing. Like, it's that kind of game where there is a plot, but I don't think it's kind of the main focus. So they just kind of leave it behind, you know what I mean? Which, if you want romance, is great, but if you're the type that really cares about plot, then obviously it's not that great. And then lastly is the art and music. The art, I gave it a 3 out of 5. It's not that it's bad, it's just not like whoa either. So this is more of a personal opinion things, but the sprites, for example, they're really well drawn, but like the characters look relatively young or like sort of simply drawn, which is weird because when you go to the CGs and they look more like masculine and older, thank God, which is happy for me, but like that dissonance is kind of like, huh? And also I felt like some of the scenes where they're like posed in a bit of a complicated way, if you look at it for a while, like critically, you may kind of question the angle of the limbs sometimes. I'm not saying it's bad. It's like, if you were playing casually, you probably won't notice these things. But obviously, because I'm making this video, I'm like critically looking at it. And if I had to mention something, it would be that sometimes, not all of them, sometimes the angle is kind of like maybe a bit off, if that makes sense. Like, it's not bad that you'd notice it, but if you really look at it, you might notice it, that sort of thing, which is why 3 out of 5. As for music, nothing really special. I'd say it's just, you know, your typical background music. It's fine, fits the story or whatever, and as a result, it's a 3 out of 5. And that leaves me to the overall score, which is an 8 out of 10. Based on the 2 routes out of the 6 that I have played, I am really enjoying it. It's been a while since I've played a game, and I'm like, no, I need to read a little bit more. And then when I realized it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, like, it's been so long since I played a game like that. So really happy surprise. And yeah, I think that's kind of it, really. Yeah, I think so. Just really fun game. Did I say it was really fun? I think I did. But anyway, as is always the case, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I will see you in another one of my videos. Also, oh, and make sure you check the trigger warnings for this game. Trust me. But anyway, okay, bye!